Everybody, it's Mike from Here the Watchman, and I am so excited today to bring you this episode of the Watchman's Report because we're going to turn the tables on none other than one of the most prolific researchers, and she's just an incredible woman of the Bible. And I mean, this is someone that you should be paying attention to, and it's none other than Lisa Haven. She just got back from being at our conference in Dallas, Texas. And before we get started, folks, I need to ask you a favor. Go in the description section of this video, and if you can help us to continue our mission to take the Hear the Watchman conferences to as many cities as possible, please just donate to us in some way, just whatever's on your heart. We'd really appreciate it. But, Lisa, I'm so glad that you're here today. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm excited to be here and pumped and ready to go after the conference.
That's awesome. You played such a vital role in the conference. Folks, Lisa emceed the conference. You can go to our website and still get the 30-day on-demand package. Listen to her. She gave little insights and tidbits about things that are going on. But Lisa, what can you tell our listeners today about the conference? What did it mean to you, and what did you see happening there?
It was amazing. Not only did I get to go there and fellowship with people who are like-minded, that's huge to me, because a lot of the times, we'll go to our churches and there are no like-minded people there, or we'll go to our job and whatever the place may be. And a lot of times they just put you as a title. You're just one of those on the fringe religious people. But, when you study the amount of stuff that I've studied and you have studied and multiple others have studied, we truly know the logistics of what's going on, and to meet other educated people in that field, it's just amazing. It's heartfelt, it's touching, and not only that, but I got to talk back and forth to the other speakers there, get to know them on a one-on-one level. I got some amazing interviews, which I put up on my channel, which you've put up here at Hear the Watchman Journeys YouTube channel, and also the vendors. You guys had very amazing vendors there, of which things that I was buying left and right, things that I support, the Young Living oils, the prepping supplies, all of that stuff was there. And to find people in that field who are like-minded, who are vendors promoting that very thing, was amazing. I had the time of my life, and I plan on coming to many more. So thank you, Mike, for hosting these, and everybody out there. I just want to encourage you, support these, because without those funds, they wouldn't be able to do what they do.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much. And I'm glad you touched on the vendors. We did have some vendors there, all people, folks, that play into our world. But one of them in particular was AmericanSurvivalWholesale.com. Chance is the owner over there. He will consult with you on what your prepping needs are. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we're prepping for the end of the world. It could be for a tornado, a hurricane, floods, whatever's coming. And right now, I think with what's going on in the world, we should all take a look at being prepared. Lisa, what is your read with what's going on in Syria? What's really going on? I know we have, I think we launched 57 Patriot missiles. We have thousands of troops in Iraq, and we have thousands of special forces in Syria. What do you think is really going on, and what do we need to be aware of?
Gosh, I think the Bible painted it very clear: war and rumors of war. Lots to think about here. From the get-go, I know Donald Trump said he wouldn't invade in Syria, and then all of a sudden we have this invasion into Syria. We know Nikki Haley, the U.S. ambassador to the UN, came out with the gruesome pictures, I'm sure a lot of the viewers out there saw, about these Syrian attacks, these gas attacks on the people there. And it was just disheartening to see the photos, to say the least. But I think there's a lot of things that play here. I honestly believe with Syria, we have Assad, who the whole thing has been blamed on Assad. Now, whether he's fully at fault is, I guess, to be determined. But my take is that I believe that ISIS, Al-Qaeda, al-Nusra, all of them were involved because prior history has shown that they blamed it on Assad before and it ended up being something else of that nature. So there definitely could be some kind of false flag, if you will, at play there with Syria. And, you know, I also got to thinking about this with Donald Trump saying he wouldn't originally invade and then invading here. I think it's kind of his reasoning behind it is what I'm trying to think of. I think it's because he's getting all this push. Everybody's calling him a Russian agent, everybody on the left. And so if he acts in Syria, I guess that puts him on the other side, so to speak, and they can stop this claim of Russian agent. Maybe that's why he did it. But either way, I see wars and rumors of wars of things playing out. The logistics, well, they are what they are, but we're seeing tensions rise with Russia, with China. I know that hours before, or maybe even during the sit down, during his meeting with the president of China, Xi, there he was having that dialogue. Meanwhile, he's bombing the ally in Syria. Was he also sending a message directly to communist China? So you know, there's just a lot of things on the table, and Donald Trump has done a lot of good things. I mean, he's helping our gun laws. He's taking a crack on lobbyists. He is doing a lot of good things for our country. He's gotten rid of the TPP. He's taking a stance, at least making headway on Obamacare, wherever that's headed. I don't know, Ryan Care, but whatever. He's also, you know, done a lot of good things, stopping lobbyists and things like that. So there's a lot of things here that I think we have to think about. And I think as far as the action he took in Syria, I believe that there were more than one option on the table, and he took the least of the options when he bombed the the air base, the Air Force base there, where the chemical weapons were believed to be stored. So not a good situation. I don't like what's going on, but the Bible did warn us ahead of time that this was going to happen.
Well, you know, Lisa, you're so accurate about all that. You know, I was listening to Pastor Paul Begley this morning on his show, and you know, he was confused, like, who are we really fighting over there? Who is pulling the strings? And you know, do you think that this could possibly be another attempt by ISIS and the Muslim terrorists to suck the United States into another ground war?
Sure. I mean, we have to remember too, they work with our State Department. You know, in part, Hillary Clinton, it's on record that she sent chemical weapons. They sent weapons to ISIS. They sent them to the rebels, which then got in hands of ISIS people. We have John McCain, who took a trip over to Syria in February, late February. That I find that suspicious, is right before the bombing, right before the chemicals, right before everything. John McCain's little face was over there in Syria. What part that plays, I don't quite know yet, but I think it's a point to be made. And not only that, but he's been seen on numerous fronts, pictured with Al-Qaeda people and ISIS members and whatnot from there. So I think there's definitely something going on in the mix of it. And I think Paul Begley's onto something there.
Do you think, Lisa, that Iran plays anything into all this mix?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the whole Middle East has a part. We know Jerusalem, Israel is burning some stone in these last days. It's just like God said it would be. And we have that. And then we have Syria. We have Damascus in Syria. But we have Syria and Iraq that border each other. They border, but in that border area is where ISIS has really infiltrated and been hardcore. And I know Donald Trump has really been working the area between there. So I think it could have a play for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, what would you say to our listeners? I mean, that we all need to do collectively right now to prepare, or is it prayer? Do we need to pray for Donald Trump, and we need to pray for America right now? What's your opinion?
I think all of it. Prayer for the president, prayer for the situation, prayer for the people in Syria. Absolutely. Those who are just victims in this whole thing. My heart goes out to them. My heart goes out to the families that are involved in this chaotic nightmare, if you will. But not only that, you know, contact your congressmen, your senators, let them know how you feel about the situation. Let them know what you're thinking. If you're an Arizona person like I am, talk to John McCain. Let him know what you're really thinking, you know, in a nice way, I guess, Christian nice way as you can. But needless to say, that's where we need to start with prayer. But I encourage everybody, don't stop there. Get politically engaged and educate people on what's going on, because that's the only way that we're really going to win this info war. And subscribe to YouTube channels like mine, like Hear the Watchmen, so you can get some of this latest information and you're not kind of left in the dark, left to believe whatever CNN and MSNBC and ABC and CBS have you believe, because they're all just false. They're pushing a fake narrative. And we have always got to keep that close at heart and know the truth is being fought here on the internet with YouTube channels. Just today, Mike, they unmonetized my video already. Anything talking about Syria, they just take it right off. So interesting, but that just tells me we're onto something, and every time they do that. So keep sharing the info and keep fighting the info war as well.
Well, Lisa, the people need to know what we go through to put these YouTube channels out, to put these conferences out there. We're under constant attack, folks. Lisa and I were talking the other day, and she took a big hit, and that's okay. She'll keep going. So will we. I got home from the conference, and mysteriously, my phone died. Now, that is the third phone that's died after a conference. And I don't think there's any coincidence in that. We have Anthony Patch coming to our conference in Boise, Idaho, August 18th through 22nd. And as soon as we started getting involved with Anthony again, we start getting attacked, because they don't want you to hear the information that we put out or that Lisa puts out. And Lisa, I mean, what is up with mainstream media? What really is their agenda?
I think they're in with the left, the far left, if you will, because look, some of them are owned by Saudis. That's the truth. That's the companies. There's only 6 main media giants, and they control the world, if you will. They don't control the world here that we're spreading truth on this YouTube monopoly, if you will, but they control what you hear, what you see on TV. I know reporters have left because they weren't allowed to say certain things. They weren't allowed to report on certain things, like David Seaman, for example. He left his news channel, and he was fired from his news channel actually, because he simply reported that Hillary Clinton was sick. I mean, and she was. We had images of her falling, hers with her on a gurney and everything. I mean, you can't get more real than the actual tangible data. And for some journalist to be fired because he's telling the truth, well, that's a line to be drawn. And there's countless ones that have. And I've seen CNN paint a man white that was not white to push the black-white narrative, and multiple other fronts. Like, they don't share all the details of what's happening in Syria, all the details of what's happening internationally, what's really going on in the campaigns, and they take a lot of stuff out of proportion, if you will, with the Trump organization. They've been pushing this false Russian narrative, and so it's just really blowing up and getting out of hand. But they're flat out lying to the American people now, and I see it getting worse. It was always bad, but as we further on into the Trump administration, it gets worse with each passing day. So something to be aware of.
Wow. Well, listen, we're gonna hold you and John B. Wells from Caravan to Midnight, and Doug and Joe Hagman from the Hagman Report, and all of everybody out there who's trying to get the real story out. We're going to keep you all in prayer. We know what you're going through, Lisa, and we support you 110%. And I really want to thank you for taking time out of your day, because I know, your day is crazy. You've got all this stuff that you're following, and you're trying to bring the truth to us all. So please, thank you for joining us on the Watchman Report today.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. I truly appreciate it.
And folks, you want to go to Lisa Haven YouTube, just Google it, follow her. I mean, she's big. She's got a huge following of people on her YouTube station, and you need to be one of them. So please go there, follow her, listen to what she has to say each and every day, and be blessed by what's going on. Go to hearthewatchmen.com. You can see everything that we're doing about the conference in Boise, our on-demand feature, DVD orders, everything that we're doing. And please, folks, support us so that we can continue to bring the truth to you. Until we see you in the next episode of Hear the Watchman, God bless.